to access your D2L course, maybe not, because it's your first day, you're gonna click on that D2L tab at the top. Nicole, have you logged in yet?
Yes.
Super. Usually the ones that come to class with the first day with all their materials are on top of this kind of thing, so perfect. So once you log into Desire to Learn from Pellissippi State, which is across the top, you're going to select your course. You're at the top, and we are in 2330. Hopefully that's where you are, because you're sitting here tonight. Maybe not. And then from here, click on Course Materials, Course Content. Everything that lives inside your course lives here. So I renamed this to MindTap in Denise's course, but I'll check. Yours is still called Principles of Management Fall. This little,
We can change it.
this, it was easier for her students to remember that this is MindTap, but this little purple box denotes that this is your MindTap course, okay? So Nicole, you'll click on it. And if all is working accurately, you're going to be asked to link your Cengage Brain account. This is important because if Desire to Learn is ever down and you have something due or you need to get to your ebook, you can access it through Cengage Brain. Nicole already said she may or may not remember.
I don't have
You
one.
don't have one? Click on Don't Have an Account. This only takes a second, so I'm gonna do it. That option, not now, and then we won't watch your security and password. Or
You want me
use
to go
something,
ahead and do it?
please.
I can turn this off if you want me to.
It won't show her password.
Yeah, I'm not-
It'll come up in asterisk. That 14 days not now, I've noticed it caused more problems than anything because all of a sudden it just kind of goes away and you're like, wait, what happened? Just go ahead and do this piece. Have any of you ever had a Cengage account in the past for a different course? You have? If you can't remember your password, which I can't remember anything unless it autofills for me, like forgot password, and you'll be in business. It really only takes a second. Oh, we will know your pet's name. Nibbler. Accept, and you don't have to accept and create an account. Yay, and then give it a moment. I usually look for something that's turning. So I also have another question. What browser are we in?
Internet Explorer.
So the only browser I would not use is Internet Explorer because that's why they renamed it Edge, like it's that terrible.
Okay.
If you don't mind, just click yes. Do you mind to do this in Chrome?
Sure.
A few tips while she's working on that. So just log out altogether so it doesn't mistake you. Like just
Okay.
get out of, is that gonna mess you up, Chris?
No.
Don't use Internet Explorer. When something's so bad you rename it, it's a problem. Yes, thank you, perfect. A few tips while she's working on this. Chrome and Firefox should be your two best browsers. Don't ever use Safari or Internet Explorer. Everyone kind of like nod. Yes, Natalie will use Firefox. There's a fabulous website, and I would write it down if I were you, since you guys aren't taking like e-notes on iPads, and you guys all have pens and papers, which is great. Whatismybrowser.com. Just the way I said it, whatismybrowser.com. It's gonna tell you what system you're running on. Everyone I've done this with today is running on an out-of-date version of Firefox. I was in this classroom earlier today, and it was running on an out-of-date version of Firefox. And these labs actually get updated pretty frequently. So as often as Mozilla and Chrome update browsers, you're probably running something out of date. It'll also tell you if your job is out of date and any other plugins that need to be updated. That'll save you a lot of hassle. Okay, here we are. I did notice something else that happened. Our biggest tech support ticket, I guess you would call it, that's logged, are that pop-ups are disabled. So from Chrome, let's see here. We are in Chrome, right? Okay. So Chrome and then your settings. This looks a little different because this Chrome, I guess, is a little out of date. And then it should be in advanced settings. Clear browsing data is one first tip to use because you can clear your cache and cookies from there. I am looking for your pop-up blocker specifically. I was gonna say if you don't know how to do it, I did send these instructors a link that will show you how. I think it's in content settings. If anybody else knows where it is, where it lives in this bad boy, we'll just leave it how it is. But did you see that little error she got when she clicked it said your pop-ups are blocked? Right here?
Right.
This X will also allow you always allow. But the problem with only taking that step, and you can sign in from here. The problem with only taking that step is that it only allows pop-ups from that one URL, right? So any other thing that tries to open a new window, the way MyTap does, it won't. So you'll always need to look for that little red X in your upper right-hand corner. In the most recent version of Chrome, it looks a little bit different. Okay, pause, Nicole. So these are the three options you get. So you're gonna link your MyTap account to your Cengage Brain, step one. Well, really step one is D2L, little purple link, then link your course. These are your options, okay? If there's even a little chance that you might drop this course, just say that use the pay later. Because once you use your code, once you open, that's why I made sure I could open her shrink wrap. Once you've opened your shrink wrap on those bundles, they're yours. There's no one that will take those back because they don't know if the codes have been used. But I tell people if it's Labor Day and you haven't bought something for this course, go and do it. Either buy the e-access or go buy the bundle from the bookstore. Does that make sense? So option one is pay online. So you can, PayPal and I are like tight these days. So I pay for everything with PayPal because it all remembers all my information and I just breeze through things. Redeem access code is the option that Nicole's going to use because she bought the bundle at the bookstore. I took a poll this morning and all 40 students were gonna buy the bundle. So this is what most of you will say. It'll say pack card, that just means printed access card, mine linked, mine tap, okay? Inside will be your code. This is not case sensitive, but I always suggest using it case sensitive. Everything's uppercase. What does that mean when there's like an X through your O?
It's a 0.
Thank you. You wouldn't believe how many hundreds of emails I've gotten over that little dash. Okay, so go ahead and enter your access code. So redeem access code, then continue, and it's gonna prompt you. Again, like I said, if you're waiting on a check from mom and dad, waiting on a check from your workplace, you're waiting on financial aid, waiting to decide if you're not gonna drop the class. Just pay later and get to your course, okay? And then we wait and we see if it's gonna work. So you're gonna say, I've reviewed and agreed, I have reviewed and agreed, accept. Read them if you're like a pre-law major. Just think that would be super fun. It's gonna prompt you to do a Newton account. Newton is the adaptive learning program that powers our exam study centers, and you have to do this step, okay? None of you will have one, so you're up here in the upper right-hand corner, click sign up. I've noticed that if your pop-up windows are pulling up in those smaller sized windows, you know what I mean, where it's not taking up your entire screen, you can't see this sign up button. That happened to us in the computer lab. So sign up. And then good old Nicole, that's why she gets a gift card. She's gonna tell us our username, email, and she's gonna set a password. Yeah, I know. Try to type, oh, it's very weak, it's very, oh, it's, who's better? Some more special characters. I have the same password for basically my entire life. So if you figured it out, you would get into my home, my SunTrust account, just about anywhere. So you would think with this job I would be more secure. Enter. Ta-da! We're inside your course. Does everyone understand those steps that I just took? Desire to learn, that is very important. If you use your code in Cengage Brain, it will burn it, and then you'll have to email your instructor, which no one likes. 2, course content. Find that purple link that says your course. I think he's gonna change it to say MyTap, so it's a little bit easier. And then you're gonna follow those steps that it will direct you through. You're good. I'm gonna take the driver's seat. Okay, thank you. I don't want to take up a ton of Chris's time. You guys only meet on Wednesday or Mondays, and so it's really valuable that he has as much of his class time as possible. But I'm going to show, is it okay if I show them around?
Yep.
I'm going to show you like just a really very like high level overview of what MyTap is. This caution is going to pop up anytime we have a maintenance window. So for example, this morning at 6 a.m. we had a MyTap maintenance window. Do many of you plan on doing your homework at 6 a.m.? Probably not, I know. Tom Gaddis will, because he's an instructor. My instructors, a lot of times, will wake up very early and work in their courses, but that's about the only people that usually our maintenance windows affect. Can you guys guess what our peak technology homework hours are? I don't have the other gift card, I'd give you one. Yes, so 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., okay? Now I know that's kind of broad, but those are in Eastern hours. I don't think it's because we all like really work best at those times. I think most people procrastinate, not just students, but I do too. Just know that this is just like any program. We use Google and Yahoo's servers, things on a cloud, good and bad, I suppose. But just know during peak hours, it's gonna be slower. Bottom line, period. So don't wait until the end of a due date to do your homework, because you're gonna email your instructor and she's gonna say sorry. That's the equivalent of your dog ate your homework. Like, that's not, absolutely not an excuse. It is. So step one, and this is just saying, hey, by the way, we have a MindTap mobile app. Everyone should download it. It allows you to read your entire textbook on your cell phone, okay? Also allows you to study, quiz yourself, use the flashcards. Fabulous. Where do I go to get tech support? Miss Natalie, that little button in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice it says step 3 of 4. That's because this auto-filled steps 1 and 2 for you based on all the information it pulled from its course. So it already knows that it's Nicole Ward at Pellissippi State, and there's her email, and this is an integrated MindTap course, and then you go from there explaining the problems that you might be encountering. Once you click on your name, click on customer support, y'all, at the end of the day, if you need to keep in your MindTap course, there's a thing called Google, and you can Google customer technical support for Cengage Learning. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you submit a tech support ticket because you just cannot get this to work, I mean, I was on the phone with a student before coming here, happy to do that. Just know that you need a tech support ticket before you email your instructor. Your instructor will not email me for help until you give him a tech support ticket. If it's urgent, like, oh my God, I have something due and I need this done quick, submit a ticket and then pick up the phone and give them a call. Because the first question they say, it's tech support, right? Hi, it's Natalie Tech Support. Can I please have your ticket number? Oh, yes, I have one. And you'll give it to them, and they're almost always going to fix the problem right then and there on the phone. Yes? Yes. Cool. All right. It's very, very important. Like I said, if anything, just remember that. You have 3 views. This is just your calendar. It's going to show up anything you have weekly due. This middle one I like a lot because it shows your entire learning path. Well, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Please start with the top, right? Isn't that where we start? Introduction to MindTap. It's gonna show you around your course. It's gonna show you how to use all of the applications within it. It's incredibly useful. Part 1, chapter 1, and every single learning path from every single chapter is set up the same. Starts with an assessment, and then your reading, and then your assignments. Please don't miss this. Assignments, anywhere there's a folder, you can click on it, and it's gonna open, all right? The ebook that's inside. Remember when I told you at the beginning you can either get the bundle at the bookstore or just purchase MindTap Access? That's perfectly acceptable to just have MindTap Access if you're not into having physical books. You have the entire ebook built inside this, okay? Which is pretty awesome because that means so for the next 21 days you have free access to all of your materials before you have to purchase anything. The book, all of your study materials, okay? Remember, this MindTap reader is just that. It is a MindTap e-reader. It doesn't match up page numbers to that physical book that you can get printed out. The easiest way to navigate is if, Professor Lane says, page 76 in the textbook, starts referencing something. If you notice, when I type in 76, the first option it pops up is page 76. If I clicked enter, still the first option that pops up is go directly to page 76 in the textbook. When you do click on it, it's gonna pull up what is called the full book, which actually is right here. This little blue guy is the full PDF version of this book, okay? Does that make sense? So you can match up the page numbers to your ebook. This doesn't have the full capabilities of our MindTap e-reader, but I just like to show people that it's there. The same functionality from that search bar, I can only imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Management, can I spell it?
Stress, that's a good one.
So, stress. It's gonna say, you can type anything in here and it's gonna pull up the glossary terms and where to get to it. So, just so you know how that works. Interesting. Nicole, do you mind if I make some highlights? No. Okay. So, I clicked anywhere into the ebook. Let's just say during class, I'm studying, I'm a super good student, and my instructor decides that he's gonna reference something specific in the book, I might highlight it because blue could be, this is gonna be on an exam. Use this as your color coding. Ooh, scientific management. These look like quiz terms to me. Yellow might mean I don't really understand, I need to ask in class. I'm just giving you guys examples. This, I could also add a note. So, stay on, exam. Again, Nicole, these are me, so don't. This little more button, do you guys see how when I clicked, I know that was fast, but the very bottom there was a more button and 3 more applications popped up to the side. So I'm gonna pull over some of the most useful ones, okay? The ones that you'll probably use more. This is Pathbright. It's an e-portfolio. I would suggest taking advantage of it. It's a way to make yourself more marketable once you do graduate and you're on the job market looking for a job. It's a free account, so you can post any projects that you guys do in this class or any classes in the future, so that when you show up to a resume, you don't just have a piece of paper that says, hey, by the way, I graduated, and here's what I worked through during that time. It allows you to share all of your projects. It's a really neat e-portfolio. So what I wanted to show you with the notes and highlights, the Study Hub, all of your notes and highlights are going to actually get, do you see the little guy with the highlighter? They get compiled right here. So if I might be having an exam over chapters 1 through 3 and I need to go back and quickly look at everything that I've compiled over that time, this is my study guide. It shows me what I've highlighted and I can go straight back to it in the ebook. And because this isn't my book, I'm gonna delete these. You can also print these out if you prefer to study from a piece of paper and you can write along with and take notes. If I was your instructor, I'd probably tell you to do these notes and highlights and bring them alongside your PowerPoints that you print out, and then you can take notes also. So just sort of something. If you're in an online class, obviously this is really the same type of deal applies. Make yourself study guides before exams. That's the MyTab e-reader. Just so that I can quickly show you what these apps are, that's the search functionality, the PDF book, the notes and highlights, I showed you that. This is the read speaker functionality. I can decide if I want male, female, fast, slow, all of that kind of functionality is built from right here. Some of you all are younger and older. We have a mix of students, and I know me personally, I listen to stuff in my car while I'm driving or while I'm doing laundry or cooking dinner. So this to me, not just for accessibility purposes, but so that I can listen to my book without having to actually read it. While you're on campus, if management gets you just like really pumped up to go running, you could listen to it on a treadmill. I don't know, different strokes for different folks, wouldn't be me. Has anyone ever heard of Evernote? Yay, one. If you've heard of Microsoft OneNote, it's very similar. So it syncs all of your notes across all of your devices. I've used it in the last 2 jobs in my career workplace. This is a business class, so I think personally that it's even more relevant that you use something like this. Evernote in the App Store, Android or iPhone, it's that little green elephant, Evernote. I have it on my iPhone, my iPad, and my laptop. And I take notes every day I'm on campus, and they sync to all my devices. So when I pull up my email at night and I have to do my follow-ups, every note I've taken is on all of my devices. I'm never without them. This MyTab will link to your Evernote. So that same functionality is available to you guys as well. That's essentially the ebook. I just want to show you some of the functionality. You can change the font size. So if you're on the tablet or your phone, you probably want to make it bigger. And then you can print out any of these pages. For 20 bucks, it's cheaper to buy the book than it would be to print a bunch of pages. But that's available to you. From inside this learning path, anything with an orange counts towards grade. Counts towards grade. I believe Chris is taking a cumulative grade out of your MyTab that's going to be worth a percentage of your grade. He'll tell you about more of that in the syllabus. Just know that the self-assessment's at the top, and then the reading, and then your assignments are beneath. Again, you have to open folders. Beneath that will be videos. These are RSS feeds, so they stay current all the time, right? Real simple syndication, so you know they're always going to be from a current topic. And then the bottom is your study center. That is why we signed up for Newton. That's your adaptive test prep, is the study center. It's technically thought of as practice, but it's a great place to go before quizzes and exams. Questions, because I talk really fast.